Alert! In this video I will reveal to you one more truth you didn't know. There are other laws operating in the universe in a deeper way than we know. Watch this video carefully and eliminate yet another paradigm. Subscribe to the channel. Physicists studying the quantum level have noticed some peculiar things in this tiny world. One of them is that the particles existing at this level can take different shapes, arbitrarily. Scientists have observed photons, tiny packets of light, acting as particles and waves. This became known as the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Physicist Werner Heisenberg suggested that just by observing quantum matter we affect its behavior. As such, we can never be completely sure about the nature of a quantum object or its attributes, such as velocity and location. The Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics supports this idea. First introduced by the Danish physicist Niels Bohr, this interpretation claims that all quantum particles do not exist in one state or another, but in all possible states at once. The sum total of the possible states of a quantum object is called its wave function. The condition that an object exists in all its possible states at once is called superposition. When we observe a quantum object, the observation breaks the superposition of an object and forces it to choose a state from its wave function. This theory explains why physicists obtained opposite measurements with respect to the same quantum object. The object chose different states during different measurements. Ever since their science was developed, physicists have been engaged in taking the universe apart. They studied what they could observe and worked at smaller and smaller levels of the world of physics. In doing so, physicists try to reach the final and most basic level, and it is this level that will serve as the basis for understanding everything else. These physicists turn to a theoretical subquantum level, called string theory, as the answer to everything in life. During their theoretical investigation they also concluded that parallel universes exist. According to this theory, our own universe is like a bubble that coexists with similar parallel universes, which can come into contact with each other. The theory states that gravity can flow between these parallel universes, and when these universes interact, a Big Bang similar to what created our universe happens. The theory called inflation postulates that the universe we see is just a tiny bubble in space-time, which expanded rapidly after the Big Bang. Theoretical physicists, based on quantum physics and other principles such as string theory, think that there are several disconnected universes, called bubbles, forming a whole they call the multiverse. One situation that makes the multiverse theory more likely is the amount of dark energy our universe has, because no other existing theory about the universe can explain this phenomenon. But if the multiverse theory is real, this amount of energy not only becomes explainable, it is inevitable. The concept of the multiverse has its roots in modern cosmology and quantum theory and encompasses several ideas from the theory of relativity, in order to make possible the existence of countless universes where all the quantum probabilities of events occur. There is simply enough room to couple other universes into a higher dimensional structure. The universes would be, in an analogy, similar to soap bubbles floating in a larger space. Some would even be interconnected with each other by black holes, or through wormholes. It is important to point out that the multiverse is not a hypothesis invented to answer a specific question, but simply the consequence of a theory. NASA astronomers have discovered something inexplicable. The set of galaxies we know as the universe is moving towards something huge, towards the unknown, at a dizzying speed. This phenomenon was called by scientists the dark flow or dark flow. The universe could literally be being sucked into another universe, and the dark stream is the part of our universe's matter and energy that would be leaking through this cosmic portal. The existence of the dark stream confirms the possibility of other universes. Its location lies between the constellations of Sagittarius and Hydra. The galaxy clusters in this area are moving at extremely high speeds compared to galaxy clusters located elsewhere in the sky, which is totally incompatible with all current cosmological theories. The dark flux is controversial because the distribution of matter in the observable universe cannot explain it. Its existence suggests that some structure beyond the visible universe, outside our cosmic horizon, is pulling on this matter. This movement is different from the outward expansion of the universe, which is accelerated by the force called dark energy. What is driving the cluster's movements must be beyond the known universe. The theory called inflation postulates that the universe we see is just a tiny bubble in space-time, which expanded rapidly after the Big Bang, and that there could be no other visible parts of the cosmos besides this bubble. But the far reaches of space-time can be very different. They can contain giant stars and galaxies and massive structures, much larger than anything in our observable universe. These structures are what researchers believe are responsible for the attraction of galaxy clusters, creating the dark flow. This multiplicity of universes is just a glimpse of God's creative ability, and demonstrates beyond all doubt that complexity, magnificence and grandeur are inherent in God's creation. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications, to receive new videos.